So today I'll be talking about melatonin. And melatonin is a hormone that has multiple functions that go way beyond sleep promotion in the body. And it is produced in two places in our bodies. So first in the brain by the pineal gland, and then it is also produced in the GI tract by some intestinal cells. So the pineal gland produces melatonin in the concentration of 0.2 to 0.4 milligrams a day. And the reason I'm telling you this is so you know what the physiological, meaning the natural melatonin levels in your body are, and you can compare to how much people are actually taking it as a supplement. So the melatonin produced by the pineal gland is primarily dictated by light exposure. So it is completely related to your circadian rhythm. And for you to have adequate melatonin secretion and production, you have to have sunlight exposure in the day and then no blue light exposure at night. So the pineal will release melatonin from 90 to 120 minutes before your usual bedtime. And this really varies between people because of different bedtimes. But it will only do that in the absence of blue light. So if you are constantly exposed to blue light, your melatonin will be pushed back and pushed back and pushed back until you don't have that blue light blocking it. So what are the functions of this melatonin that is produced by your pineal? Well, besides sleep promotion, it is involved in sexual maturation. It lowers the core body temperature, which is important for sleep as well. It is involved in energy metabolism. So that is how we can relate a person being sleep deprived, a chronic insomniac, to developing type 2 diabetes. Because when melatonin has an influence in both increasing the mass and the function of beta cells in the pancreas, and these are the cells that are responsible for insulin secretion. So you become less insulin sensitive the next day when you are sleep deprived, meaning you have more sugar floating around your blood because your cells were not able to receive that because they could not be sensitive to insulin. Melatonin is a potent antioxidant, which means it protects the cells from damage, the DNA from damage, the cell membrane from damage, the organelles in the cell from damage. And so this also prevents aging, and it prevents cancer. So melatonin has an anti-tumoral property, and it has been shown to aid in the treatment of cancer as well because it is a potent antioxidant and anti-inflammatory. It regulates mood. And shift workers have been found to have more cancers than regular people that work during the day. And so night work, has been classified as a potential carcinogen for that. Well, one of the reasons is because of the disruption of melatonin. So the other place that we produce is in our gut. And in there, it has local functions, and it's produced 60 to 100 times, 10 to 100 times more than the one produced in the pineal gland. So it's lots more, but it stays in the GI and it has functions there. And the functions are to regulate motility, meaning the movement of the food bolus in your GI tract is regulated by melatonin as well as other things. It has anti-inflammatory properties in the gut. It activates natural killer cells, which help fight cells that could become, it helps get rid of cells that could become cancer. It activates Th2 cell-mediated response, which is an immune response in your gut. It moderates pain in the gut, and it regulates mood. And because it also promotes sleep, it can be useful in the treatment of IBS. So studies have shown that it helps people with IBS because it lowers pain, it's anti-inflammatory, it regulates mood, and it helps people sleep, so it calms them down. And it also can be used for colitis and any inflammation in the gut. So the meta-analysis that have been made show that exogenous melatonin, so the one you take as a supplement, has been shown to help decrease sleep onset latency, meaning the time that that is between you getting into bed and actually falling asleep. And this time for people that don't have a problem is usually under 20 minutes. So if people that do have a problem and take melatonin, this time to fall asleep might be decreased. The studies show that it does work for that. The effects are not huge though. It's like 1 to 1.5 hours less than you would usually take to fall asleep. It also increases sleep time, but it has not been shown to be effective for sleep efficiency. So I guess the quality of the sleep, I'm not sure. It has been shown to be effective for jet lag. It also has been shown to help with neurodegenerative disorders, and here it's probably because of its potent antioxidant effects. And when should you take it? Well, for both jet lag and for sleep disturbances, you should take it 45 to 1 hour before your bedtime so that it will peak when you're about to go into bed. You can also take it for IBS at bedtime, but that would be a little bit more of a dose. So what's the dose? The lower doses of 0.3 to 0.5 milligrams per day is near the physiological level, meaning the level that the body produces naturally, and it has been shown to be more effective than higher doses. Although higher doses have not been shown to have a problem, it's considered safe with no toxicity, taken up to 10 milligrams for 28 days. Not that taking for more than 28 days would give you a problem, it just hasn't been studied for that long. So the studies that have been made, that have been done with high doses of up to 10 milligrams for 28 days have not shown any adverse effects, but it has been shown to be more effective in lower doses. And I have experimented on myself. I was taking 3 milligrams before I studied this, and then I started taking 0.5 milligrams, and I actually think it did help more. So in this case, less is more. For IBS, the studies that have studied IBS use a dose around 3 milligrams at bedtime. And it's just a little important caveat here. If you're taking it for sleep, it's better to be under your tongue, so sublingual, because then it will go straight to your bloodstream and then to your tissues. But if you ingest it, if you have any sort of inflammation in your gut, it'll be consumed in your gut before it gets to your blood. And so if you want to take it for sleep, if you're taking it for IBS, obviously take it as a pill, swallow it. But if you're taking it for sleep, it's better timed release under your tongue, so that you get the maximum benefits for sleep. For neurodegenerative disorders, they use much higher doses, 5, 10, even 12, but that you would obviously have to see with the doctor, whatever the protocol they would be using for this. And then I did mention IBS, right? Yeah. Okay, so that was it. That was it?